Hi, little guy. It's kind of a cozy, rainy day, which is a perfect day for reading. I'm feeling like really enjoying these books today. And then the time at the library and the stack of books that I got, I can't wait to read them. Well, this is a book that I got um, in the last uh, clump or two that the librarians put aside. This was about snow. And since it's almost spring, and since this may be the last snow that we get of the season, I'm going to read this book, which is called Snowman, The Snowman. And this book's a little unusual because I don't think it has words. I think it's just pictures. So we could have fun with this. The author is Raymond Briggs. And if there's no words, he's probably also the illustrator. But let's see, because I have a lot of different books, I may have gotten it mixed up. Nope, this is the one with all the pictures. So it's going to be interesting to do this way, but we'll give it a try. And I think what I'm going to do to make this work is I think I'm going to tilt it a little bit so that you and I can be kind of looking at it at the same time. Because I think with it just being pictures, there's no words to read. So this way I can hold it up close and then you can see it too. I'm going to have a sip of tea because tea and reading go together. Ah, nice and warm. Okay, so we have a little boy and he's in bed dreaming, or sort of. Sleeping. He opens his eyes, he looks out the window and he sees that it's snowing. And he jumps up and he gets dressed and he tells his mom, I'm going outside. He puts on his boots, he puts on his hat, and he goes running outside so quickly he forgets his coat and his hat flies off. He's excited. He's excited about the snow. Okay, so, I hope you can see these pictures. How am I going to do this? And of course, because it's backwards, it goes in this order. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So he starts to make a snowball and then makes it bigger and bigger. Then he puts it down and he starts rolling it. Then he takes his shovel and he flattens the top a little bit. And he flattens it some more and he starts putting more and more and more snow on it. And unlike the ones that you see that have like 3 balls, this one is more like he keeps adding to it, so it's like a tall cylinder kind of. And so here he's flattening the top, he's patting on more and more. So it's as tall as him, in fact. He goes inside because he needs some tea, and looks like that's marmalade. I don't see any toast. That does look like butter, but he may have already finished his breakfast, and this is he's eaten it. So he goes running back outside. But that's kind of nice that they show that he came in to have something to eat. I like that because I like to feed people, especially little boys that might be hungry. Okay, so he goes running back outside and he gets a stool and he gets up so that he can add even more snow to the top. Then he makes another round ball and he gets up on the stool and he reaches up as high as he can. Oh, sorry, I didn't show you the stool. And he reaches up as high as he can and he puts the head on it, that big round ball. Okay, so now he looks at it and he sees how big it is and the head on it, and he's going inside and he tells his mom, come see, look what I've done, look what I've done. And he goes running back outside with a scarf and a hat. Puts the scarf on the snowman and then he puts on the hat. Then he goes back inside and what are those little things? Look like oranges. Tangerines, maybe. He puts the tangerine for the nose, and then he goes and gets some coal that they must use in their, maybe their furnace. And he puts coal right there and there for buttons. And then he puts in little eyes, and he kind of, with his finger, sorry, I have to hold it up. With his finger, he makes a mouth. And then he stands back. And that is one fine-looking snowman. He even sort of gave it legs. Look at that. That's an unusually good snowman. I'm kind of thinking this is a British book because it seems a little different than the way we do snowmen here, but really good. Because why not? It's a little bit better to make it this way than those 3 balls that can topple over. Anyway, let's see where we are now. Okay, he goes. What is he doing here? That's kind of cool. That looks like an old-fashioned kind of a toaster thing, or a toast that he might have done. I don't know. His dad seems to have toast on a fork, like maybe they did it in the fireplace. I'm not sure what this one is, tell you the truth. But I'll put it up close, and then maybe we can come back and look at it. This one, we know what it is. It's 2 grown-ups watching TV, and the boy's looking out the window. And he's just looking out at the snowman. He's inside. He really wants to be out with him. Look, he just keeps looking out the window, looking out the window. And then looking out the window even while he's brushing his teeth. And then while he's about to go to bed, he's looking out the window. And his mom comes in and tells him good night. And he's going to sleep. It's 9 o'clock. Now it's 11 o'clock. And he's thinking of something. I bet we know what he's thinking of. I think he's thinking of the snowman. Goes to the window, looks out. He gets dressed, goes downstairs, goes outside, and look. The snowman lifts his hat and greets him. This is no ordinary snowman. In fact, the snowman walks over to him at the door, shakes his hand, takes off his hat. The boy says, "Please be quiet." The snowman comes inside. He invites him inside to sit on the couch. He meets his little cat. I think that's a cat. Yeah, that's a cat. He meets his little cat. But he says, "Oh, the fire in the fireplace, that's not so good for me because I could melt." I guess they watch a little TV together. Then he sees this light on, off, on. He's fascinated by a light that goes on, off, on. And then, I don't know what this scene is. I hate when I don't understand. Perhaps you can explain it to me. The boy asks, "Oh, the radiator." The radiator. That's a radiator. He says, "Please, it's too hot for me." And then he sees these beautiful flowers in a Van Gogh painting. Oh, I think Americans say Van Gogh. And then oops, hey, come back here. Oh, I have to type. Just start it up again. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I didn't realize that we were at that point. Okay, so let's get back to the book. Okay, so hey, if I make it full screen, maybe that'll be a little bit easier for you to see. I never thought of that. It's worth it. What's happening here? Okay. I don't know, maybe it works. Let's give it a try and see. Anyway, he says the radiator's too hot. He looks at the beautiful flowers. And then the boy says, come on, let's go. Wonder where they're going. The snowman looks like he goes into the kitchen. Wait a second, I have to hold this up so you can see it. Goes into the kitchen. Again, the light switch. On, off, on, off. And now the snowman's turning it on and turning it off. Then he shows him running water. And then he shows him if it's hot, comes out hot, then it's steaming water. Running water, steaming water. And then he shows him the oven. But then the heat comes up, and the boy keeps forgetting. Heat's not good for a snowman. What annoying boy. Heat's not good for a snowman. I'm sorry, I'll calm down. I just don't want the snowman to get hurt. And then, I don't know what this is. Detergent, I guess. Detergent. Oh yeah, he squeezes it, and the detergent goes up into the air. And then he's playing with the paper towels, and the boy says, hey, don't do that. And then the boy takes out ice from the freezer. And he takes a taste of the ice, and they're both eating ice. And that's quite fun. And then he opens up the refrigerator. This is from England, because this is one of those half-size fit under the counter refrigerators, which they have in England, which we don't really have here very much. So he opens the door, and the light and the cold, and he likes that. He didn't like the radiator. He didn't like the fireplace. He didn't like the oven, but he likes the refrigerator because he's a snowman. Okay. So then he says, let's go upstairs. Okay. So he goes upstairs. How do I go this way? Upstairs. Upstairs. These are my parents. See, they're asleep. Oh. Why are their teeth in a bowl? That's peculiar. Wait a second. I can't figure out where to put this so you see the teeth in a bowl. Why are their teeth in a bowl? There's my nose down there because I'm trying to see as you're seeing it. There's a picture of me. Oh, that's a handsome picture. And then, oh, he puts on his father's tie. The snowman puts on his father's tie. And then he puts on his father's glasses. And then he puts on his father's clothes and his mother's hat. And then I guess he takes it off and they go back outside of the room. This is a challenging book. I have to interpret every square. 13 minutes. Okay. Let's see. We're at this page now. Oh boy, this is a little hard. Okay. So he says, let's go through here. Okay. Close the door. Now they're playing balloons, skateboard. The snowman tries the skateboard. The snowman falls. He hurts his head, but the boy comforts him. And then they play with this boxing thing. And the snowman plays with it too. But he tips over, falls over, hurts himself again. Then he discovers a flashlight, and they play with the flashlight. And then he discovers how much fun the flashlight is with the balloons. Okay, I'm going to have an intermission, but after this page, just because we're almost at 15 minutes. They go down the stairs, and it looks like they're going out into the garage. Indeed, because there's a car. The snowman sits behind the wheel, and he puts on the lights. The snowman likes lights. Interruption. No, I mean intermission. I love you, little guy. We'll read more of this soon. Okay, bye-bye.